In this video we are going to run this large language model in Mojo. This is a repository on GitHub. I have forked it today, and it is said that it can run Llama2, which is a language model created by Meta, the former Facebook company. So let's see how we can do that in Mojo. First of all, if you don't know what GitHub is, it's something like a place where people can upload their code and other people can use it. You can create so-called forks. That means that you can create your own instance of the code that they are providing. And this one is said to run much faster in Mojo than it would run in Python. Below here is a description with a lot of technical stuff. And actually I'm curious if it will work, because right now Mojo is not a finished language. Some parts are still missing, but it is said that it will be the fastest and easiest way to create apps that use artificial intelligence. And this is the first real thing that looks promising. They also provide a tiny Llama chat model. So let's see if this actually works. Let's get started with the first step. I need to click on this button here to git clone the repository. Now let's open a terminal here. I would like to activate my Mojo environment. Now I see Mojo in front of the prompt. Let's paste the code here, and it's cloning the repository, which means when I type ls, I see all my stuff here. Now let's change into the Mojo directory. I have some stuff here, and now I want to git clone the repository. So we should now see a directory that is called llama2.mojo. Enter that directory, and we can now download one of the models here. So this one is for stories. Let's paste that in and download the file. That may take a little while. There we are. And inside of the repository we have something that is called llama2.mojo. So let's type in mojo llama2.mojo and hit the enter key. It already seems to be there. Now they have provided an example here. Let's copy that, paste it in here. It looks like I can change this part. And I would like to say Mojo is a programming language for AI. Press enter, and here I get a response. It says, Mojo is a programming language for AI. Yo, every day Mojo's mommy and daddy take him to the park. Okay, that was obviously not what we want, but it's a good example to show that it is possible to run large language models with Mojo. And by the way, the response was pretty fast. So let's see if we actually can get the chat variant to run. That would be this one. There it is. Download the model and the tokenizer. So let's do this. Paste it in here. And this will take much longer because it's a larger model. While it's downloading, I will try to find out more about it. It's a Hugging Face model. I have an account there, and therefore I can search. There we are, tiny llama chat. How big is this? It says in the file section that it's 4.4 gigabytes. So this is about the size of the models that I use in GPT-4All. And those files run locally but are very, very slow. So for a response to a question like, what is the capital of England? You can expect the response time to be about a minute or two. I think for now I will pause this video and continue once the download is finished. Okay, it looks like the download is finished now. By the way, I need to say that Hugging Face is a really good resource if you want to do something with large language models and AI in general. Now let's see what we can do with this one. I guess this is what I need to do. So let's copy that, paste it in here, and it should create a Python function now. This is a little bit slower, but still, for an open source model that is not running on GPU power, it's pretty fast. I think something like this could actually be able to be used on consumer hardware like my ThinkPad. Now let's try what happens when we change the prompt here. I will try, please give me 5 rivers in Germany. There is my prompt, but it actually did something else. So now I'm curious, would I be able to use a real Llama model with this one? Maybe I have just messed up the prompt. So let's try it this way. And now it says, give me 5 rivers in Germany. Here are 5 rivers in Germany. This is really good. This is really fast. I don't know what this should be. I guess that was just invented. Maybe it's not very good with facts. So let's try, give me 10 ideas for AI programs to create with Mojo. And here we go. Here are 10 ideas for AI programs to create with Mojo. AI program to create a website, AI program to create a video, AI program to create a robot. It looks like it is somewhat creative. It's definitely not the best model that I have used here, but it's actually able to respond to a question. And it's doing that in a speed that would be unthinkable of just a few months ago. So you can play around with this GitHub repository. You can clone it yourself, or you can just follow the steps from this video. I think at the current state this is very impressive. And I guess I'm going to download one of the large Llama models now and try if I can get that to run, because this is the first real-world concept that actually proves that Mojo can things do much faster than Python can. Down here in the description it says, this is a version that leverages Mojo's SIMD and vectorization primitives, boosting the Python performance for nearly 250x. SIMD variables is something that we will cover in another video. But basically you can think of speeding up things by telling Mojo exactly the size and the calculation capacity that is needed to do something. And very interesting, it says it outperforms the original Llama2 model. So in the future it might be possible to use something like a Raspberry Pi and run large language models. Okay, I'm very impressed by this repository here. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.